Self-provisioning refers to practices of hunting, foraging, fishing, or growing your own food.
I grew everything you could grow, possibly grow.
And so your family lived off that? Or
Yeah, oh yeah.
Sell it, or what?
No, we lived off of it and gave it away, and just got our jars back and stuff like that. We used it all winter long.
There are a lot of people who have a generational relationship with the land.
So I just couldn't believe how little scholarship there is on black angling. And I know I used to go fishing with my dad. So this isn't something that used to happen, this is something that still happens.
I'm from Webster County in central West Virginia, where a lot of self-provisioning goes on. My family in particular does a lot of hunting, foraging, fishing, and it was a big part of my upbringing. In the spring, for example, we dig and clean ramps, and in the fall, we always hunt white-tailed deer. Many West Virginians hunt not just for sport or recreation, but also to fill their freezers with meat. This is especially important for West Virginians who live really far from a grocery store. Venison meat and summer garden produce also circulate in a community through non-cash types of exchange, so even those who don't hunt or garden themselves may still have access to food from self-provisioning. We often talk about charity in terms of solutions for food access, but according to the West Virginia Department of Natural Resources, there are around 9 million pounds of wild game harvested each year in the state, and that's a lot of food. Self-provisioning clearly can counter location barriers to food access, and some are left with no choice but to garden, forage, and hunt for food because of the distance to grocers carrying those healthy food options. Community gardens also fall into this category as well, and they provide a place for people who may not have access to land to grow their own food. Self-provisioning as a community helps people get involved in provisioning and sharing food. There's a really rich history of self-provisioning here and deep knowledge associated with it. Many feel it's important to pass that down to future generations. Where are the best fishing spots, and what bait never fails there? Self-provisioning is also about passing down traditions and coming together as a community, but this also has to be supported and cultivated. In a study I'm doing with the Wilderness Geography Lab here at WVU, we found that when poverty and unemployment rates are very high, white-tailed deer harvest rates plummet. So even these non-wage-based modes of food provisioning are still hindered by poverty and unemployment. Self-provisioning takes a lot of time, labor, and money, and if you're struggling financially, it's not easy to partake in these culturally important practices that promote food security in times of economic crisis.